Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen here for Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. Will it be big change? Before I get right into that, I'm going to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. It was a lot of sweeping changes this offseason, from ownership to coaching staff to players within the last year's time. And you got to keep in mind, this one franchise has been the bottom floor mat of the NFC East for a while. And you think about the last time they were relevant, the last time they were really relevant was with RG3 and also with Kirk Cousins. And you're thinking about, okay, when is this team going to hit the reset button and it actually work on the reset? Well, you got to think. Washington has a lot of different talent. For years, they've had good defenses, but the offense has left so much to ask for. Daron Payne has been one of the best defensive tackles / defensive ends since he's been drafted out of University of Alabama. You also have Jonathan Allen. You have a couple of different good pieces on that side of the ball. But the key is everybody hitting on all cylinders, everybody firing at one time, and everybody doing it to where the offense flows, the defense flows, and then they feed off of each other. For the longest time, we've had to sit and watch Washington be thought of as mid-season or preseason contenders, but then lay eggs when it's time to actually put up or shut up. When you're thinking about everything and what goes on with this, they have a brand new head coach who not only believes in his vision, but you got to think, Cliff Kingsbury's offense is set to be one of the best. And then you just got to ask yourself, at what point in time do they really kick it into overdrive? Do they really do things? And it's to a point where you have Jaden Daniels on the offensive side of the ball, but your biggest threat, your biggest go-to guy is probably going to be Daron Payne. When you think of defensive tackle, when you think of him and Jonathan Allen, those guys know what it's like to have the pressure put on them. Those guys know what it's like to fight in the trenches, and they've been some of your most productive veterans on the team. Yes, Payne wants to get paid, but you got to think, will they be the change that helps push the Washington Commanders past the Eagles, past the Giants, and also past the Dallas Cowboys? For years, they've been in mediocrity. You look at Ron Rivera and what he brought to the table. Now it's a little different. You just have to ask yourself. Adam Peters, new GM, says that the offseason program has been strong. He's seen a lot of veterans come in there and be hungry for it. And then you got to think, Dan Quinn is a great defensive line coach. So his coaching experience and everything that he brought from Dallas and Seattle and Atlanta, he can bring to Washington. Can they correct some of the mistakes that they have? Possibly. Can they fill some of the holes that they have? Possibly. They got their quarterback. They got the guy that they wanted. They filled a couple of holes through the draft, and they had a very productive draft. But the question is, will these changes effectively lead to them making the playoffs and making some noise? We're going to find out definitely this year. And a lot is on the line, from new contracts to offseason moves, trades, free agency. I'm looking forward to seeing what Washington can do, because I feel like Payne is going to be a big part of that. When it's all said and done, the Washington Commanders are going to be great. And I think that, they may not make the playoffs this year, but I feel like they're going to be better. So all you Commanders fans, get in the comment section. Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus, and we'll see you on the very next episode.